Hey kids, welcome back to Let's Play SimCity 4. So last episode ended abruptly with a crash to desktop, which I don't think this would be a SimCity 4 Let's Play if we didn't have at least one of those. I'm sure it will happen again. Thankfully, because I was switching between all these cities and saving, I really didn't lose very much at all, and I went back and quickly redid more or less what we'd done, and I'll show you what I did. I didn't want to do it again on camera. I thought that would be a bit tedious, but what we did do before that crash was we built these 3 small towns. My aim was actually to build 4. But I'm kind of glad that we didn't, to be honest, because I have some ideas about what to do with this tile here. And I think that this bay here would be really cool to create. So we have this port here, but I think this bay here would be a really cool place to create like a really big port city that would be kind of adjacent to our main city. And I think that as this city here becomes a commercial hub with all these connections coming in, I think this could become an industrial hub. So that could be super interesting, and I think we'll do that very soon. Don't know if I'll start that this episode, but that's my plans for that episode. Let's go back to the central city here. Now that we've built those railway connections outward, and I have some plans for this city as well. I think it's time for us to explore. Not only we're going to need to zone some commercial and start building up more employment in this city, but I also think we need to explore some new transportation options, bridges and some kind of railroad upgrades. Apologies for the load time. It is. You can read the humorous Maxis. Most of these are still funny to this day. Those little Maxis blurbs that appear as you're loading. So let's just take a quick look at how things are doing here. So if we look at the zones of the city, I've built these commercial zones along the main roads. This is clearly going to be some kind of downtown area for sure. And the industrial zones have followed the rail ring road that we built a while back, with a little bit of commercial in there as well. We've got a rail bridge here. The railroad continues around there, and again industrial zones on the edge of the city. So there's a couple things that we need to do in this city if it's going to progress. First of all, I think it needs to be densified. Everything I've zoned, the industry is high density, but the commercial and residential is low density. So I think we're going to have to start putting in place some infrastructure so that we can densify the inner city, because too much expansion out here is very quickly going to bog down the road network. I also, though, on that note, I would like to expand, probably build some sort of low density inner suburban areas out here, kind of fill out this tile, to be honest, this corner of the tile anyway. A similar thing can probably be done here and here. But for the time being, I want to prepare our transportation network as well for the planned sort of industrial city there. And I got a few ideas about that. We've got a fair amount of passenger rail traffic coming in here, and the real question is, I think it might actually be smart. When I originally built this rail line, I had no real plans for that tile, so I think it might be kind of cool to take that railroad and kind of cut it down diagonally so that it comes out here. Well, you know what? Maybe not. You know what? I think I'll leave it. I think I'll leave it. I got a better idea. So we're going to need a bridge across this span. I think this is a pretty important span to build a bridge across. We have a rail station there, and we also have a rail station there. Is that a freight station or a rail station? That's a freight station, isn't it? Yeah. Let's take a look at the freight traffic. I'm trying to get a little bit of an overview of... so the freight train network is being used, for the time being anyway. Imagine they'll start to use the road network as it expands outward. We've got bus, kind of a mix of bus and car being used. And ferries are very, very busy. These ferry lines are, I think, pretty much at capacity. Oh, I noticed that I had zoned this dense residential. I actually downzoned that off camera. We were getting these huge apartment buildings, and it was just overwhelming the services and everything. And this city, I have no plans of building a bridge across this span anytime soon. So this city this little village here is gonna remain quite small for the time being. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to build some, what's it called? Elevated. We're going to build an elevated rail line. It's a little bit soon for a city of 100,000 to be building an elevated rail line, but we are going to expand this city really almost exponentially. Going forward, so yeah, that's my reasoning there. I'm going to expand this road. We're going to also do a road connection there. There's something else I want to do as well. I want to build overpasses for the rail line. I don't want these roads to have level crossings. So I'll work on that as well. Yeah. Either rail overpasses or road overpasses. So, let's take a look here. Oh, there's 2 tiles here. That's kind of a shame. Well, this is gonna be a bit of a destructive run, I think, because I want to turn this into a north-south kind of avenue artery. That's the plan there. And rather than build an actual avenue, I'm going to build one-way streets. So I'm just going to start by building the road network using the regular roads, and then we're going to need to rezone all this stuff. But that's okay. That's what we need, yeah. What am I hitting? Oh, another one of those little parks. And we're gonna run. I like to build these avenues with the above-ground elevated rail in the middle. Eventually, we might turn that into a subway, to be honest. But for the time being, I think we can allow. I think we can. We have the sort of density to permit us to continue like this. And I think I'll stop here. I'm going to delete some of these extra road tiles. You can delete any of the bus stations that are in here as well. I know somewhere over here, yeah, this road can be deleted. That's a pretty standard thing to happen in a city as it gets bigger, is to expand the expansion of the road, basically a widening of the road network, and often the widening of a road network in a city is an incredibly destructive period. If you look at the grand boulevards in Paris, or just in general, North American cities often will have that as well. A lot of architecture gets destroyed, and the roads get widened. I want to use, these are really cool, these kind of Victorian elevated rail stations, but they don't work super well, honestly. They require a lot of fiddling around with, and I'm not super thrilled with them. But I am using, so this comes from the network add-on mod, elevated rail, bus, and subway station. These are really, really flexible. I think they have a higher upkeep. Monthly cost 22. What's the vanilla one? Where is it? Must be like down here somewhere. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Elevated rail, bus, and subway station. We will be building those because they're very, very flexible. And so, yeah. Maybe every 2 blocks. Delete that bus station. Just see if there's any more bus stations along here. think so. I think we're in pretty good shape. One, two, maybe build one here. And then here. This will be, I guess the terminus can kind of go here. Let's just put it there for now. We might move that afterwards. And then let's just take the elevated rail. As I said, a fairly destructive process. We'll have to rezone the one side of that road. And there we are. Let's take a look at the zones. Yeah, we've got a big mess to clean up here. So we're just going to do that. I like having it in the middle. Oh yeah, I gotta turn those into one-way roads as well. I like having it in the middle because it's. I'm gonna upzone that commercial as well. Because it means that there's kind of businesses on both sides, so it creates this kind of you know, New York or Chicago style. These, you know, if you've ever been to parts of Brooklyn that have overhead elevated trains and stuff, there's this very interesting visual effect. Of course, usually the train runs directly over top of the street, and there is a mod to do that, by the way. But again, it's not one that I find it doesn't work very well, or it's just extremely. Some of the network add-on mods I find are just very time consuming to put in place. People who have a little bit more patience for the kind of city designing side of things than I do will certainly love them, and they are for all intents and purposes they're great. But yeah, I find it a bit simpler to just do this, and it gives us some flexibility. So that's one line. We're gonna build another line going this way. Yeah. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that needs to happen there. I think, oh yeah, we're going to just turn these into one-way roads. By the way, if you're using the vanilla roads, these are faster. Basically, this street is slow in terms of the speed the traffic moves. This one is faster. This one is the same speed as roads, or a similar speed anyway as roads, but has a higher capacity. This one is faster, so traffic actually moves faster on those. So wait, what's going on here? This is going to be a hassle, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Can we keep doing that? No, we don't need to do this. I might need to go back and get into the nitty-gritty of these and fix it to make sure that there's no interruption in the one-way road network. There we are. That one worked perfectly. Great. So we've now got this is basically a wide boulevard, a very wide boulevard with this rail line down the middle of it, which I think is pretty cool. Now for we're going to do another line. So the idea would be to extend this line northward as well. Eventually it's going to cross over into the adjoining city region up north, and the city will expand northward. So that's the idea there. Is there a station? Yeah, that station is also very close. The terminus is right across the street from this train station too. So I'm going to try and use these railway stations on the edge of the inner city as kind of express service to neighboring regions as well. Okay, I think that we are going to build. I think the plan here is going to be to build a few blocks of subway here. Yeah, connecting to that station. You can kind of keep this row intact here. What is the zone? What do the zones look like? Yeah. Okay. It's very expensive for such a small city to be building subway, but yeah, we're gonna do it. Maybe it'll come up for air around there. Just delete these bus stations just in case. Probably gonna run into some obstacles for sure. However, I need a subway bus combination. Let's see what we have in terms of that at this point. So I can use that, but it doesn't have the bus transfer, and that's no good. It just takes up too much space. What are these? These Ninja Boulevard kiosk. Yeah, they can also be used for rail as well. They're a bit silly to be honest, but they do the job. I'd like one to be like there. Fix that zone afterwards. Put them closer together there. There. And I think we're gonna come above ground here. Yeah. Yeah, so a 4-stop subway. I'm fine with that. I guess the connection is there. And then I'll use the subway to rail connector. I think that'll work. Yep. And then we'll keep going with those combination L train and rail stations. Yep. And the idea will be to make a similar kind of boulevard here. And yeah, like I said, I'm really overbuilding transit for a city of this size for the time being, but the idea is to expand the city much quicker than we have been. I'm trying to lay some of the groundwork for that. Where's the rail station on this side? I might have gone kind of too far. There's a rail station there. It's kind of a shame not to have it connect up with a rail station, but yeah, there's one there. We're kind of in between two here. Well, whatever. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, and then this line can continue outward, out here. Okay. The question is, do I want to turn this into a boulevard right away? Got that park there. Well, what we could do is... I kind of don't want to destroy this. What we could do is go like this. Or maybe not. And then let's see. Oh yeah, there's the the mayor's house. We're gonna have to destroy the mayor's house to do this. Well, not the end of the world. Sorry, but we're moving. We're moving house. There's a church there too. Once again, just place another church elsewhere. Let's just cut this off there for now. We'll keep going across later. Hopefully we can make this work. I see what's going on. Trying to fix those up a bit. I'll come back and look at all this in detail. Make sure that there are no really stupid, you know, road networks leading nowhere and all that. Basically, the gist of this is that I have to... It's the street transition that's causing the problem. Yeah. Basically. That's fine. Okay. And the cool thing about having this little subway section here is that we can make a kind of monumental park the whole length of it. Yeah, let's do that. That'll be cool. This kind of monumental linear park leading to the kind of square that we built there quite some time ago. Those trees there have really grown up. I think that's cool. Oh, this area's gotten kind of depressed. What's going on with this? High wealth. Oh, it's just not a lot of people living in it. Well, we need to replace the mayor's house. So maybe we'll take one of these kind of under-occupied buildings and put it back there. But yeah, this is sort of the plan here, is that this whole area become kind of a downtown area. A lot of this residential stuff might end up being replaced with commercial. Let's take a look at zones. Fix this. Oh no, that's fine. There's something there. Yeah, I realize I'm deleting quite a lot of housing in this process, but it's temporary. Yeah, it's looking good to me. And I'll probably upzone some of this commercial to dense right away. And I think that we will also be upzoning the residential areas to more dense, for sure. But yeah, that should take care of some of that commercial demand. All right, so yeah, we've taken a bit of a toll on the city there. I realized I was kind of going for this 19th century city, and I just, like, without thinking, plopped down a nuclear power plant. So suspend your disbelief. That's you know, I wasn't thinking that through, but so yeah, we've cut a huge swath in the city to create those two boulevards, but such is life. Let's let that develop. Hey, we're already starting to get some very tall buildings. It's looking good. Yeah, it's developed up quite nicely. We've lost a bit of population, to be expected, but we've also moved some population out of the city centers. So There we go. We're getting our first skyscrapers, really. Maybe we can make these historical for now, even though they're under-occupied. We just don't have as much commercial demand as we really need to have this many office buildings. But yeah, this I'm really liking this big kind of linear plaza, and then the rail line coming out the other ends. We are running out of power again. What's going on? Yeah, we are running out of power for sure. I'm going to build another oil power plant. Still have money. Lots of money. I guess the other thing I'll try and do in this episode is build a bridge. My idea was certainly we need two bridges here, really, to be honest. We need two bridges. We need a road bridge, and we need some kind of... Well, I guess we could build a subway, a tunnel. Maybe that would be a nice way to do things. I was actually kind of hoping to build one of these elevated rail bridges, but considering that we have this infrastructure here, it might actually make more sense to tunnel. Yeah. And where's the rail station? The rail station's here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've got some ideas. But let's not do a subway bridge yet. I think that's a bit excessive. The idea will be to have a subway line running down the middle of this, and I'd actually like to kind of pair it up with the rail line, so that we have the rail will be the kind of express service, and the subway will, or the I guess elevated rail will be a local service, kind of in a New York style. But let's build a bridge. It's time. I've been screwing around with these ferry connections for quite some time. I would like to build an avenue bridge because I think we need the capacity. So, once again, with the destructive impulse, we are going to need to... Well, the question is where do we want to build it? It might make sense to actually build it a little bit up here, because there's a ferry connection there, and we can keep using that ferry connection. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, some of this park is going to have to go. That's probably enough. Enough destruction. Oh, look at all those trees. They were looking so nice. Need to raise this like so. I don't know if that'll be enough. We'll find out. Should be. Over here. Perfect. Perfectly lined up. I love it. Oof, that's probably too much. We'll see. We will see. I might have to delete a bunch of stuff just to get it to line up. It's looking kind of good. I'm kind of liking that Brooklyn Bridge look too. Height is okay for ferries if I raise it a bit. What happens on the other end? I think it's looking pretty good. Awesome. Okay. Well then. I think we'll run an avenue here. Yeah. Yep, I think that's gonna make sense. Let's just do that for now. And then this avenue will connect up there. That's a very steep bridge. I might fiddle around with that again off screen, but not for now. What we need to do is actually something like this. And then I don't know what's going to happen with... What's going on? What am I hitting? Oh, a bus stop or something. Yeah, it's a bus stop. And we need to put another rail station there, I guess. Yeah. This is what we need, like this. Okay. Like that. Certainly going to create a bit of a traffic nightmare because people are going to have to take this avenue here and then north and then over, but big city life, no way around it. You're going to sit in traffic sometimes. Oh, there's the other one. They cost the same. Oh, this one costs 2 more per month. Okay. That's worth it in my books. To have subway and have the potential to create subway bus connections kind of seamlessly. I'm liking the look of that. I think I deleted a couple bus stations. Yep, definitely need a bus station along there. Especially since for the time being there's basically no transit running along this avenue. And then let's try and clean up this mess over here. You know what? No, I'm going to leave that for now. It's going to create a bit of a traffic bottleneck here, but I'm just going to leave it. We will fix it later. There's just not quite enough going on here, I think, to justify chopping apart the whole city over there quite yet. But that's 3, I guess. 2 transit lines and a bridge that I think, and this line I guess will cross here. That's the idea, or we'll just sort of go straight across here and surface up here. It could be, you know, we'll have another, I guess, subway right to there, and then it will surface up there, and that will allow us to expand the city in a kind of linear way with employment in the middle and expanding outward. So that's some pretty big transportation work. Let's press play and make sure nothing's broken. Good. This cemetery in the middle of the city is a little bit silly, to be honest. Maybe we'll have to move the cemetery at some point. One thing I can do, since we so callously destroyed this green space, is, well, let's build a little bit of housing there, and then let's fill in this whole back area with green space again. That is just really steep. We'll see if I can do something about that later. I kind of doubt it, to be honest, but... yeah, let's put some trees down. Just maple and oak. Really thick tree cover there would be nice. It'll grow up at some point. This never really cleared. I mean, these trees never grew properly. I don't know what's going on there. Alright. Well, that's really changed the face of the city. Got a really nice looking bridge there. Imagine we'll be wanting to build another span here at some point. Maybe another span over here as well. Like this avenue could possibly curve up there and go through there, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. One more transportation related thing I want to do is try and get rid of some of these level crossings. So here the rail line effectively ends, But here, we can likely do something. Yeah, and this is going to be a bit messy. Is it in here? I think it's in here. Road overpass. We need to press tab. Yeah, road over rail. Perfect. So I've tried to design the road network. I knew I was going to be doing this, but I've tried to design the road network in such a way that this puzzle piece will fit in. I find it's the easiest to use. Again, I guarantee you there's someone who's just like a real master with the network add-on mod who's probably looking at this and going, well, why don't you use that one? And you're right. You're probably right. What's going on here? Something is in the way. How do I rotate? This is road over rail. Yeah. Okay. So I think we just need to delete more stuff. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. I don't know if we can do a one-way road overpass. Probably not a very effective way to do things, to be honest. Let's just do that for now. And then maybe I'll just upgrade that road. So they can, this turns into a one-way, this goes from a, yeah, see, this is not how we do things. That's gonna be a problem. I'm gonna leave it for now. I'll come up with a solution for that. We may need to build a, may need to turn this into viaduct rail. Actually, this diagonal bit, not sure. Because I don't think we can, I don't think this puzzle piece doesn't do a diagonal, if I remember correctly. Anyway, I'm not gonna worry about it for now. Let's do one here. This has not been as destructive as I was anticipating, to be honest. These are fitting in just nicely. This is a mess. This is going to be a problem. I might hold off on that. We may need to just leave that as is for now. One thing we can probably do is kind of tighten up this rail thing here. Yeah. I'll figure it out later. This is easy. This I can do very easily. I can also do a road underpass, but I'm not very good at those. Let's try that though. Let's just we're really getting into the flexible underpasses. For creating some flexible underpasses for road, one-way road, avenue, street, tram. Okay, ramp for underground roads. Is it end to rotate? Yes. That actually looks remarkably functional. Always worried about, like, fucking things up when I do these, though, to be perfectly honest. It's not rocket science, but that looks correct. Now, where do we get the actual underground road? Or is it in here? For creating semi-flexible underpasses for, yeah, it's probably in here. Entrance ramp. Ramp for underground avenue. Ramp, pedestrian stairs. Diagonal underground route under straight road. No, diagonal underground, straight underground route under avenue. This is probably not very fun to watch, huh? Diagonal underground routes. We need a straight underground route. No, we don't need that. Straight underground route under Pedmall. Diagonal underground route under straight tram. Straight underground route under Tram Avenue. Once I do one of these, a diagonal underground route under curved road. Yeah, I don't know about this. Straight underground route under diagonal road. I need straight underground route under diagonal rail. Straight underground route under diagonal rail. Why does that look wrong, though, in the image? Isn't that what I need? Like that? Oh, I think I may have found it. I think we just did that. I think that just happened. That looks good. Well, maybe I'll do a few more of those. Again, I might do some of them off camera because I know it's not fun to watch me fight with the puzzle pieces, unless I get really good at it. And then what we need to do here, does this actually connect up nicely? Yes. So that bus station, I think it might function there. I'm gonna just leave it. I guess the bus stops like there or whatever. I think that's probably fine. Yeah, I'm liking the look of that. Kind of keeps everything flush. Yeah, little tunnel there. We have this one here that also needs something. Maybe we can do. I really don't want to fuck up this train station, but maybe we can do. Another one of these here. Awesome. That's just awesome. So the only thing I haven't found a solution to is this unholy mess here. And I think that underground business might do the job actually if we did one big long underground tunnel there. I know there's also a road viaduct that might help. And then there was one other area, this as well. This is going to be tricky though because see, we've already got this road curving there. We might want to just displace this road. Anyway, that's going to require a little bit more work. I will certainly do it, probably off camera. Again, I wanted to show you guys some of those puzzle pieces. We will play around with more. I'll be a lot more adventurous with how we do these things in the future, and I'll try and show some of the more interesting bits and pieces that come with the network add-on mod. But again, I don't want to be kind of learning how to do it as I record. I don't think that's fun to watch. But yeah. So that's, I know we didn't really grow the city at all in this episode, but we've really put in place some infrastructure and kind of upgraded some existing infrastructure in such a way that we'll be able to really quickly expand outward on this main tile and into the adjacent tiles. So yeah. Another thing I want to talk about is I know that the network add-on mod number 37 there is a version of that that's now usable. I would very much like to try that out on this channel. However, I do not want to put this save file into a new version of the network add-on mod. I don't want to risk losing all this wonderful work we've done, so I'm gonna hold off for a little while. I might set up another on my other computer with that and do just a quick video where I kind of take NAM 37 for a spin. This is obviously network add-on mod 36, but yeah, I might set up a fresh install on another computer of SimCity 4 so that I can take that mod, the new version of this mod, for a spin. I think that would be fun. But anyway, yeah. So things are looking good. Certainly, big changes to come for Plantation Bay. So thank you for watching. If you like this, if you enjoy this this content, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and I will see you next time. Ciao.